The horrific rape of a 6-year-old child in an upscale Bangalore school has triggered outrage across the city. While parents continue their protests for the second consecutive day, even political groups have now jumped in.
Well, the ABVP members are protesting outside the school demanding strict action against the culprits, but parents have refused to lend any support to the ABVP. Anger against the school's response and police inaction is growing. Anusha is joining us live from outside the school premises where these protests have been taking place. To begin with, Anusha, take us through what's happening right now. We understand that there was a clash of sorts between the protesters as well as the police, who are making sure that they don't cross over from the barricades.
Well, we have been tracking this protest from the time it began, and we were showing how there were clashes between the policemen and the protesters. But as of now, the situation has come under control. The policemen were able to contain the crowd. They have been able to contain the protesters beyond the barricade. The protesters now, one by one, leaving the venue after realizing that the policemen managed to contain them and they would not be allowed inside to hold talks with the administration of the school. Now, when the protesters came in, there were at least about 100 and 150 of them. But as of now, slowly the protests dying down, the protesters returning, and the policemen still right here. There are at least about 50 to 60 policemen were made to stand outside the school and inside, protecting the premises. They have been successful in containing and pacifying the protesters to leave this particular place peacefully. But on the other hand, there were also parents who had come here to try and talk to the administration, to try and get some response.
Right, Anusha, are you then saying that the protesters, as far as ABVP itself is concerned, that protest itself is thinning out now, especially in the light of the fact that the parents weren't really ready to support these protesters?
Well, let's remember that yesterday there were about close to about 1,000 parents who had come here, but one section of the parents also arrived at the school this morning. They were here to demand answers from the administrators. A lot of these parents are not in favor of these ABVP activists or any kind of political wing to kidnap their protest for a cause. But on the other hand, there are also parents who feel that with more and more protests like this, it doesn't matter from whichever end. As much as there are protests, the government will take this particular issue up. The government will pay attention to this particular issue and pressurize the police to conclude investigations at the earliest. The parents hoping that any sort of this protest could possibly help them, help their cause, help them convince the government that this is an issue that has to be taken up very seriously.
Right now, Anusha, very quickly also, as far as the school is concerned, there was news that it would reopen today. Now, has that happened? And also, parents were demanding a list of safety and security measures that are now being undertaken by the school. Is that something that has come by yet?
Well, yesterday when the founder chairman came out and addressed the protesting parents, he had stated that the school will begin function as usual from today. But as our video journalist Vittal is panning the camera, you can see that the school wears a deserted look. Even the buses that were parked in the parking lot are absent today, because yesterday during the course of the protest there was some damage that was caused to school property, including glasses and as well as the buses here. The school, although stated that it will begin function as usual from today, is wearing a deserted look. One hand, the parents claim that they had a row of messages being sent from the administrative department. The first message stating that school will begin from today. The second message that came in late in the night that stated that the school will begin functioning from Monday. But a lot of parents abandoning the school on their own.